Hi, I'm Ramakrishna Reddy from PublicSpeakKing.com and thanks for watching this video. Today I want to talk about a topic that's dear to many people but they are afraid to talk about it. And this is about who you are. What I mean by who you are is when it comes to speaking, we see a lot of good speakers and we feel inferior whether our style is bad or whether we are unprofessional or whether we are casual. All these questions can keep nagging you. And I was coaching one of my students and he had this interesting question that I connect with people naturally, that's my style, I'm casual and I'm able to influence them. But I feel I'm unprofessional in the way I speak, which is a valid point. And I respect my students' thought process. One thing I wanted my student to understand, and I want you all to understand, is that the definition of unprofessionalism is very different for each person. For me, what my student was going through was not unprofessional at all. He is able to communicate his message in a very casual way, which is fine, it did its work. But according to him, he meant that he need to be more polished, which is good. You need to strive for that. But what you need to understand is you don't need to be bogged down because you are not polished at this point. As long as you're able to communicate your message and you're able to do it in your own raw form, that's totally acceptable. End of the day, any speaking situation, whether you're speaking at an office meeting, whether you're speaking at a social gathering, the most important aspect is you need to be authentic with who you are as a person. If you are not authentic of who you are, then your audience are not going to connect with whatever you're going to say. And interestingly, I watched a movie called Pele. I'm sure you know about this legendary football player from Brazil. The most important aspect that they're trying to convey through that movie is be who you are. And I want to share some entertaining tidbits about the movie. It's not actually about the life story of Pele. It's a specific incident in Pele's life from 1950 to 1958. So the 1950 is when the Brazil loses the Football World Cup, and 1958 they won the World Cup. And how did they go about it? Brazilians, because of their ancestral style and the way the tradition and culture grew, they developed a natural raw style called Ginga, and that's how the people play football there. Whereas in European countries, especially Sweden, who were the favorites for 1958 World Cup, had a very formal style. They used the formations when playing football or soccer in some parts of the world that we call. And the Brazilians tried to play through formations, but they were never able to do it well. And the coach was forcing the players to use that European technique to play football or soccer. And what happens is eventually they realize that it's not who they are. And there's an interesting scene during the semi-final match where one of the teammates of Pele would tell him that, and that guy is from an European descendant, so he tells Pele that all along the life I wanted to be an European, but I realize now that I'm not a European, I'm a Brazilian. And Ginga is our style and you play really well. Pele used to struggle all along the tournament because his coach was asking him to play in formations and Pele just can't do it. He always wanted to play in the Ginga style and he was really, really good at it. And in the semi-final, because of the inspiration of his teammate who was his formal rival, and that conflict was always there throughout the movie, and there's a twist when he advises Pele to play in the Ginga style. And Pele, of course, plays wonderfully and he scores a goal in semi-finals. And then after the match, Pele's father would tell that it's not just you, you have to inspire the whole team to do that. And he would make a fun activity of playing football from the hotel room to a lighthouse nearby. and seeing the way the guys play, the coach would be inspired that and find out who they are, and he would tell finally that this is who we are and this is how we need to play. If you are trying to play how Sweden plays, you are going to lose. And the final, of course, Brazil wins, I think 5-1, which was beautiful. And this example is spot on with the situation that we are in when we try to speak. We want to be who we are when we are speaking, and that is when it's going to be beautiful. You don't want to try to be polished, you don't want to try to be like someone else, you don't want to have these bells and whistles. If you are speaking from your heart and you're trying to serve your audience in whatever best possible way, then your speech is going to be beautiful. And remember that. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't be polished, you shouldn't have these gestures, this voice modulation or the body language. You need to work on all that, but protect who you are, and then try to work on being more polished, more professional, and develop various skill sets that comes along with public speaking, right? So that's my message for today, and I hope you find this helpful, and I want to start spreading this message so that it helps a lot more people, not just my coaching students. Thank you for watching today, and have a great rest of the day and rest of the week and rest of the year. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.